Welcome to Focus on Literary Devices with myself, Descriptionaries, Angela Abraham. Today, in the 6th episode, we are going to talk about repetition. In previous episodes, we have talked about imagery, word choices, symbolism, metaphor, simile, personification, and today it is the turn of repetition, which I have now repeated. Repetition is probably my favourite technique. The reason I enjoy it so much is because it is so variable. In this episode, I will give you an introduction to the technique. Later on, after this series, I'll do a mini series just on repetition. And in that, I'll be able to expand on all the varieties. And you may even invent your own new version of repetition. It really is a lovely, flexible way to write. So, firstly, why use it? Why repeat? Aren't we always told when we're writing not to use the same word again? And we're supposed to break out the thesaurus and wade through it and find another word. Well, it's only not good if it looks accidental. As soon as it looks like you did it with style, it's wonderful, fantastic, and you'll get a round of applause for doing it instead. So the key to repetition is style and making it look like you did it on purpose. Anyway, let's take a look at this writing and we'll start talking about this example. For the readers or the listeners who are not in the UK, a swallow is a kind of bird. All right. Oh, wallow, wallow, tiny swallow, wallow in the crying hedgerow. See not the glower of the storm told large in low bruised cloud. See not how the light doth struggle to ignite the garden hues to the murmur of a whisper Mother Nature intended sung full loud. Let your wings protect your head and heart as heaven would have them do. Yes, yes, darling bird, I beseech you, I bid you hide and thrive until this tempest is through. Then in the light, me with a skip, you with a flutter, will while away the hours in blossom-imbued companionship. In this description, there are multiple uses of repetition, and that repetition fits different styles. The most obvious one is, of course, in the first line. I've used the word wallow 3 times, and I've rhymed it with the word swallow. By going into that same word so many times, it's clear to the reader that I did that on purpose, that it's style, it's not accident, and I meant to do that in a poetic way. Let's take a look at some more of the repetition that's in there. See not the glower of the storm told large in low bruised cloud. See not how the light doth struggle to ignite the garden hues to the murmur of a whisper Mother Nature intended sung full loud. This sentence really celebrates repetition as a technique. And so does the sentence before it. See not the. And down here, C not. So C not is repeated. When you repeat words at the start of a sentence, it gives a sense of poetic repetition. Here, the word struggle is separated with a comma. I call that a stutter repeat. It enables you to write a long poetic sentence rather than putting in full stops or periods, which gives the writing a different cadence, a different pace. It reduces flow. If you want flow, you need a comma. A stutter repeat will do the job and give you the flow that you want. That technique, the stutter repeat, is repeated here. A whisper is used twice, again separated by a comma. Let your wings protect your head and heart as heaven would have them do. Yes, yes. So a repetition of the word yes. It emphasizes the positivity. It helps to ensure that the reader notices that. So there is one version of repetition, well, several actually. I'm going to move now to the page Wintry Wind, where I know there is another pretty good example. All right, let's take a look at this. Which one was it? The second one. Bleakest night laced itself with a frigid wind threading intricate wire loops. Upon it was borne an impugning moan of curdling audacity. Cry, cry, so it went on, such a cruel, limping immorality. As a faithful servant of winter's seal, the howl sublimated its passions, for the deft hand 'twas it in creation of pretty snow and ice. So much delight did it bring, yet on this most cold of days, ere nightfall was in full flow, we fled down the cobbled street. We fled fleece-wrapped and sought sanctuary with faithful kith and kin. This one uses quite a few archaic, old-fashioned words. I do love the old-fashioned words, but I also love TikTok words. I love the new phrases, and I use both. I love a broadness of language, not a narrowness. So let's take a look, though, at the repetition. We've got another stutter repeat there, a frigid wind, a frigid wind. We've also got cry, cry. And later on, if I can find it, yet on this most cold of days, ere nightfall was in full flow, we fled down the cobbled street, we fled fleece wrapped. So there's a repetition of we fled. It's a bit looser than the other forms of repetition, but it does work. It's close enough for the reader to notice. It exaggerates the idea of fleeing and running away. This is a scary description. It's full of fear. And so to repeat the idea of we fled, that is an important thing. And it is a good use of repetition. All right, have a go with repetition. Have a look for more examples of the technique on Descriptionari. Be playful with it. It's a bit like musical lyrics, and so long as what you do sounds deliberate, it will be fine. All right, I'll see you next time when we're going to talk about onomatopoeia and other techniques. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you then.